Hello and welcome to the Heliosblog. My name is Helios. Today, tactics that women use to make men wait for sex, and what that means for you. Many, dare I say all, men have encountered these common female tactics that aim to make men wait for sex. Many men wonder what they did wrong in order to receive these, while many women are frustrated at the horniness of men who need sex more often than they do. Many men wonder how they can prevent women from using these tactics on them. This is going to get a bit involved. I hope you're ready. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at theheliosblog for exclusive content. On with the show. Some facts about biological sex drives. It is a biological fact that men have higher testosterone, 12 to 17 times more than the average woman. This means that on average, men are going to be way hornier than women. A way for a woman to experience just how horny a guy is would be for her to inject herself with the equivalent of 12 to 17 times as much testosterone as they currently have. This has been done before. Women report an intense surge of horniness and desperation for sexual activity nearly immediately after taking the same amount of testosterone as the average man. In the specific study I'm describing, women went so far as to say they wanted to make it stop. That is what men have to contend with from the age of 14 to about the age of 40, lowering to about 80% of that level by the age of 60, and we can't turn it off. It is only natural, as a result, that men would want sex more often than women. This is normal. For women to state that they get just as horny as men is patently false. No right guy will make them as horny as men are in the long term. Women are cyclical in their sex drive. They are horny at certain phases of their ovulation, where they seek out alpha men, and less horny at others, where they're more okay with beta men. They're also more horny at different points in their life, more horny in their rockstar phase than in their lady phase. If she makes you wait for sex, it's not worth the wait. Now it's time for some sad truth. Some women will not be interested in you no matter what you do. Sometimes, women that are not interested in you will pretend they are because they like things about you that are not related to your sexual attractiveness to her. Examples include: she likes your money, she likes your apartment, she likes your friends, she likes your humor, she likes your style. In that case, she'll actively try to keep you around while denying you sex for whatever reason. If she ever denies you sex in this way, it is never worth the wait. In the case of women denying you sex in this way, your reaction should always be to walk away. Your time is too precious and your happiness is too important to entertain someone who's not interested in reciprocating your affection. She is perfectly allowed to not be interested in you, but you are also perfectly allowed to not be alright with that and to leave. Woman's sexual frame. Many men have no idea the game that is being played around them. As a result, they often fall into women's default sexual frame, which is dictated by our current culture. Women's default frame is often this: women are the prize, women should be worked for, women should be fought for, women should be listened to, women should have nice things bought for them, women deserve attention for free, women should be allowed to date and sleep with any partner they desire. Women imply with their cultural frame that if they don't receive these things, you won't get laid. In fact, these things are a lie. If you buy into this and truly believe these things, you label yourself as a beta and will lose many sexual opportunities with women. You need to have your own sexual frame and hold strong to that. Simply flick the script on its head and you have an alpha male sexual frame. Here, I've done it for you. I am the prize. I should be worked for. I should be fought for. I should be listened to. I should have nice things bought or done for me. I deserve attention. I'm allowed to date and sleep with any partner I desire. When you see women behaving in a manner that runs counter to your frame, do not point it out. Simply soft next them. Leave for a week, go no contact, then contact them as though nothing happened. They will get the message that you're not some kind of beta who's easily trifled with. You don't have to get into shouting contests or arguments for this to be your frame. You simply withdraw your attention if you aren't being treated according to your standards. You never have to force the issue. If someone doesn't comply, you simply leave. Move on to prospects who are willing to do the things that you need to be happy. Try reversing society's frame. You'll see it works like magic. Common sexual filibuster techniques for women. Many women use filibuster or stalling techniques in order to fool betas or NPCs into thinking that they might at some point in the future be sexually interested in them. Women never are. They simply string these betas along for as long as the attention and gift train runs for, and fuck alphas as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Here are some examples, and you may have heard these yourself in your life. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. We're just friends. I need a stronger connection before we can have sex. I'm a good girl and don't do that. I'm saving myself for marriage. Let's try a long-distance relationship. The sad part is if you've heard these while in an LTR, a long-term relationship with a woman, she's simply stringing you along until she finds a better guy than you. Don't let this be you. This is especially true, by the way, if you've agreed to be in a long-distance relationship. These are not relationships, you're simply being used. Let's just be friends. This is a classic. I wanted to take the time to devote one section to this since it's so common. If she says she wants to be friends, you have no sexual chance with her, now or in the future. You would have to become an entirely different person for there to be any chance of sex. She's wasting your time and using you for the other benefits you provide. You will never get sexual intimacy. You have been warned. Women that let's just be friends you, no matter how wonderful, are time wasters. My heart aches thinking about how many sexual opportunities men have lost by wasting their time with women that treat them as literal time hoes and taxis. It really kills me. Online pen pals. Here is another amazing one. This is for those of you that use online dating. I'm sure you've been talking to a girl online and had everything go well, only for her to say something like, I need to get to know someone better usually before I meet them in person. Women like this never meet up. Ask me how I know. When a girl suggests that you become online pen pals in this manner, you should promptly ghost her. She deserves not one iota of attention from you. Once a girl has labelled herself as a time waster who's not willing to put in the effort to meet you in person, your valuable time should instantly be moved elsewhere. Never talk incessantly with a girl online. It invariably leads to a ghost down the line when a better man, in her opinion, comes along. Never allow women to string you along like this. Every date should have sexual progression. Some guys go on date after date after date and nothing sexual ever happens. There are several causes to this. 1. The man is a beta or NPC who has no idea how to escalate sexually. 2. The man is not attractive to the girl. 3. The girl is in her lady phase, 29 years old or higher. As a man, after the first date, which should be 1 hour long and for rapport only, you should be escalating to sex every date. If she declines, but does something sexual every date, you can consider things to be going well. You should expect more and more sexual things each date in this case, culminating in sex at around the 4th date. I would say that this sort of progression will happen around 10% of the time, the 4th date sex. Usually using this model, you'll be having sex by the 2nd date 90% of the time. Some women will absolutely not ever have sex no matter what you do. They will kiss you, grope you, etc., but every time you try to actually have sex, they will decline. In that case, you're going to have a mature conversation with her that states that sex is an absolute need of yours, and if she isn't willing to provide it, she can find someone else who she is willing to have sex with. You're not required to blue ball yourself sexually or spend your time with women that aren't interested in sex with you. She's totally allowed to decline sex, but you're also totally allowed to not accept a relationship with a girl who would deny your needs. If you don't really like me, get the fuck out. This should be one of your frames as an alpha. If women don't really like you, they can fuck off. The best women in your life are going to be those that really like you. There are many women like that for all of us. Women that specifically like our style, our personality, or whatever, and they fuck us passionately as a result. You should focus on those. If a woman doesn't like you all that much, you should be totally alright with her leaving. Your goal as a man who wants to maximize his happiness is to find women that are fuck yes about you and not just girls who tolerate you because they don't have anyone else. You'll be much happier following this rule. Conclusion. As you can see, there are many tactics that women use to make men wait for sex. If they use these on you, the sex is never worth the wait. You should only accept women into your life that contribute positively and not those who make you wait or simply tolerate you because you have no one else. Remember these rules and maximize your happiness. Godspeed.